the Late Night Comix Show. This is going to be the pre-show segment of the night where I'm just going to draw a little bit, and then we'll move into the intro. So I did this for the first time, I believe, yesterday, and I did not click the button that records your stream. So my idea was that I would stream in a way that the recording could be watched in a kind of casual way, not in a way that's like, wow, this is a really well edited video, but like in a way that like I can just casually watch this, or maybe to the main activity. So if you're watching this recording, you can, and you are welcome to jump to the point where this arrow goes to like intro. But yeah, I'm going to be doing an activity tonight that I'll get into later, but this applies specifically if you want to do the exact thing that I'm doing. You'll need some note cards and a pen, and ideally a pen that's waterproof, and watercolors, but any kind of coloring utensils be fine. And if you aren't using watercolors, then your pen doesn't have to be waterproof. Okay, so I'm just going to draw to kind of warm up. I also can't see if there are people in the room or not. I have no idea how to check that, but I just see the chat. So heads up if you're in the room. I see something that says viewers, but that could just mean that someone popped in and out. I have no idea. I wish I knew. Okay, this stuff. I don't know if I could call this a warm-up. This is more just like opening up the space by this weird virtual streaming space. And when I don't know what to draw, I typically draw things that I did that day. You should draw myself, because when you draw yourself, you're kind of like an expert in the topic, especially when you draw something you did that day. And it's just like, you know, it's nice to draw something where you're like, oh yeah, no one else would draw this because it's just a random thing. Reggie Feathers, hi. This is the time that I know who said that he would show up. Hello, Ben. Polymath, draws squares. Yes. So we have Gabumon here, and we have Polygraph, who are helping us tonight. Gabumon has the friendly, hello, oh, great drawing, oh, going. And then Polygraph is like, if you don't do it, I'm going to beat you up. And I think it's nice to have that little creature being nasty critic or whatever. I don't know. So hey, let's draw Polygraph. Look, I have reference. A lot of what I'll be doing is going to be straight in with pen, because it's like a challenge, and it shows up so well, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Although recently I've been doing more comics where I've done a few drawings really that I penciled first, like the way I used to do it a lot, and I was like, oh, that the drawing show up way better because I wasn't shoving different pieces in. ways that made it like less readable. Okay. Wait. Oh, I'm not muted. Okay, good. I just realized I can see the volume level. Hi, Gabumon. What was that? Tell me where it's in. Oh no, my micro internet is. Oh no. That's really bad. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and like saying, "Oh, this is like not working well." Oh boy. Test, test, test. My mic levels seem to be pretty high, so it's probably my internet. Darn. Well, I'll keep going like everything's normal, and we'll see how the recording shows up. If it doesn't show up, well, that's okay. And then if you want to leave, you don't have to stay. Okay, we're gonna have 6 minutes in, so maybe I'll just finish this. Yeah, we'll see how the recording goes. Thank you. Yay, okay. Good, my first feedback. I think I got this photograph out of like a box of either it was like cereal or Pop-Tarts or something. I feel like it was Pop-Tarts. I've had this polygraph for a very long time. Okay. What's happening here? The beach. I saw Lake Erie today. Alright, that's my warm-up. Okay. Date it. Now it's time to get into the activity. Okay. Alright, so welcome to the Late Night Comix Show. I'm your host, Matt Haberbush, and we're live. We're recording live. And this is kind of an experiment to see what like a guided comics activity live stream would be like. I'm using the wonderful Making Comics to Make by Lynda Barry. If you know me, I'm obsessed with this book. I'm obsessed with Lynda Barry. This is like the best. This is like thing. We're going to be doing a very simple exercise called attendance cards. What you'll need is 3 note cards if you want to do the whole thing. You're welcome to just watch. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough, but hopefully the goal is to be so that have this exercise be so enticing that you have to do it eventually, maybe sometime later in your life when you're really bored and you have a piece of paper and a pen. But maybe right now. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. By zoom, I mean move my camera back on this thing. Yes, Lynda Barry is an icon. She is like, she's like the head of like a whole school of comics making. Okay, so okay, this is my joke. It's like a makeup artist move to do this. I see drag queens do this for the camera. Yes, okay. So I'm using a Uniball Vision waterproof, fade-proof pen. This is great for watercolors. I should say, another inspiration is, I think her name is Wendy Mack. She does, I don't know if it's a live stream or just a recorded show for kids that is like she uses something very, like, I don't know, philosophy, methodology, whatever. It was like born of the pandemic, and she's just done an amazing job, and she's gotten really popular. Okay, so you draw a frame. The idea is that what happens within the frame. And also, I noted that if I've started moving my hand on the card, I don't even have to know what's going to happen. Like, just moving gets you going. It's me, like, drawing. Okay, so your name at the top left, kind of like school, and then top right, do the date. Again, please, if anything, use a pen. This is just like kind of a warm up, but the goal is to keep moving, stop moving, do not stop moving the pen, and we are going to draw this prompt. Okay, so the prompt is going to be, the first prompt of 3 is going to be drawing yourself doing something you did that day. And the extra constraint is I want you to try to draw your full body. So I have an example here because I streamed yesterday and it didn't record because I messed up. This is actually not the best example because you don't see the full body, but like the idea is you don't zoom in on an eye or like a hand, or you don't do it like point of view. There's more here if you do this, and don't stop drawing. That means that keep the pen moving, and if you don't know what else to do, you add details or background stuff. Okay, but you're only going to have 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to do this, and if you're uncomfortable with drawing people, this really is an exercise for you, and there is a specific method that you can use to become more comfortable with drawing people without drawing stick figures. And the idea of not drawing stick figures is that you just lose a lot of details if you draw stick figures. So I drew this yesterday. I'm going to draw it. This is the Ivan Brunetti method of drawing people. You draw the big circle head first. The big circle head first. Sometimes I do just the circle before I know anything's going to happen, but then I can like add the details. Big circle, little round body, and then little noodles, and add like a second line to make legs, arms, whatever. And I add coffee, like this is coffee. That might be able to add certain details. Say, oh, that's definitely me. My glasses, my hair. It's a mess. Okay. All right, got it. 3 minutes. Draw yourself doing something you did today. You can use that method, or you could not. And here's the timer, and I am going to start this. Ready? I guess you can. Does anyone have a question? I guess I do see the current viewers, and it's Ben right now. So, Ben, if you have a question, you can interrupt. This is the first time I've done like waiting for chat, letting chat do things. Okay, I'm going to start. 3 minutes. Go. Draw something you did today. Try and include your full body. All right, I'm going to start with a circle. Oh, I hope the recording turns out okay. If not, this is another successful experiment because I get data. Another minute, 30 seconds. copyright is a thing. And I can actually, 4 years ago, and she opened it up and looked at it, and I was like, holy crud. It's like, oh, you draw the inside of vehicles. Well, you know Charles Burns? Have you heard of Charles Burns? I said, yeah, black hole. And she said, yeah, he said that he always struggles with the inside of vehicles. I said, oh, wow. I don't know what I said, actually. But, yeah, I was starstruck, even then, when I had just heard of her stuff. I also only recently found out that she doesn't like microns because it doesn't allow for a lot of, okay. Finish up the drawing. Add whatever final details that you want to add, make it make sense. That's kind of my rule that I go for, like, it's the idea of the thing. It's not like, oh, stop drawing, you're cheating. But I forgot some arm lines. I feel like the windshield wiper should be going, I just realized. Okay. Yeah, she didn't like microns, and that whole zine was just microns, and I was like, oh, sorry. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to do 3 of these. This next prompt is going to be a little bit more, you'll get to be more creative. It's going to be more interesting. Make that box. Next prompt is going to be draw yourself as Batman holding a cat. I've adopted this from a typical prompt that she does. Okay. Draw yourself as Batman holding a cat. Why are you holding a cat? How are you going to express your Batman-ness as a drawing? Think about it. Okay, stop thinking about it and draw it. Ready, go. Or just watch me freak out and draw. Actually don't know if it's very exciting to see. I wonder how much I'm covering up. I'll try to draw from the top left and go down. How about that? Oh, that's going to be a broken promise. Another minute, 40 seconds left. The goal of this type of drawing is to get you to see what is showing up in your imagination and to just go for it. Because if you stop and think, this type of drawing probably would never be made. You don't have time to think, what's the point? Why would I draw myself as Batman holding a cat? I don't know what his pants look like. Oh, that does not make much sense. seconds left. Oh, I don't know. All right, that's time. Add anything you want to add to make it make sense. That's that. All right, we did another one. Let's move on. So cute, thank you. All right, we're moving on. Here's the third drawing. You're going to be drawing yourself as judgment. As judgment, however you interpret that. It could be judgment as like in Judgment Day, or judgment like as like maybe you're like what is that, like Lady Justice kind of figure. I'm thinking specifically of the tarot card and the tarot app that I use sometimes for fun. Yes, okay, good night. Thanks for showing up. And thank you for your feedback about the audio problem. Yeah, I pulled that card and I was like, oh, this would be a fun one to draw yourself. And so the iconography is like death with a scythe over a graveyard, whatever. That's kind of what I'm going to be using here. This is going to be spooky or silly, whatever you want. I'm going to add 3 minutes of timer. We'll keep going. We're in the main activity. I still had it on intro. Sorry, that's going to be so confusing for anyone who is like moving through, what is that called? Scrubbing through the video. All right, here we go. 3 minutes judgment. Go. Keep it in the frame. Keep it in the frame. I did not think I was going to go with a skull there. That's scary. Something I think I'll slowly figure out is how much I'm willing to talk. During these, whether or not it's like interesting, useful, or if it's going to be distracting to how I draw. And annoying. I don't know. Another minute 45 seconds. I don't know if there's any way I want to change that. I'll just keep it the way it is. cat is begging to get in. Okay. Got another 7 seconds left. Okay, that's it. Add whatever lines to make it make sense. Okay. That's that one. So now I have 3. I'll line them up here. Line them up front to back. Okay. There we go. 3 attendance cards. Oh, and the comics reading will be from the book Making Comics. It'll cover what Lynda Barry's philosophy is, or some things she notices when she does this in her college classroom. So now we are going to watercolor one of these. I am not sure which one I want to watercolor. Actually, I am. I want to watercolor the first one. I was having a really good time today in the car. I was listening to my Spotify playlist. I think it was the 3rd mix, and it was Kylie Minogue. I should listen more of her music. The song was I Was Gonna Cancel. Na, 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 na. Copyright infringement. First strike. Oh, I guess I didn't sing it well enough. Okay. Now we're going to watercolors. I use this set. I don't know if it's like a nice set or if it's like just the basic one. I think it's pretty basic. I don't think it's like, this is for elementary school kids. But here is the cheap method to watercolors, which I have learned, of course, from Lynda Barry, is like just use either one color or use yellow, red, and blue together only. Only those 3. Oh my gosh, changed my life because I just avoid color so often because it's so scary, and a lot of work and whatever. True indie cartoons here just want to stick with black and white. I don't know. So if you start with yellow and then change it over to red and then change it over to blue, you can cover a lot of things and then it kind of like works in that space. Sometimes you can get really good greens. Sometimes I can. I'll say that. I'm not great with watercolor, but we're going to do this. And this is the time. Whenever I'm like doing watercolor and stuff, that's like when I can really listen to music. So if you want to put on music in the background while you do this, I recommend that. There's this connection between song and dancing, right? That's like so, I don't know, innate. It just, the music keeps you going. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, Gabumon, if you can only fit one, and it's going to be Gabumon. Gabumon, okay, wait. Put you both in. Alright, here goes nothing. Watercolors are very forgiving. So, the only thing is if I put way too much, that's when I'm like, I don't know how to solve this problem. Oh, I get to do the makeup artist thing then. Watercolor brush pen, changed my life. You can put water in here and then you don't have to get a cup of water. Oh my god. But you have like a lot of control over how much water you're putting down. So costs. Oh, wouldn't it be fun to zoom in? Okay, just don't move it. Oh, what else do I want to do? Okay, we'll move on to red. You can always go back. So I can like squeeze this button and it puts water in the watercolor thing. You can't see it because I'm not going to show it, but I have had a problem where like they clog up. This is my second pen. I had a different brand before. Ooh, I went right in without testing that. And I'm not timing this one. I don't know. I guess I could time it. It'd be a little intense. I've done like one song per color on some like bigger drawings, like this size before. That was fun. And try that. Whatever like forces you to keep drawing is, in my opinion, very good. The goal is to like not really freeze up, in my opinion. That's like the ultimate. Because then if you have a method where it's like, oh, I'm not freezing up, and you can start drawing whatever you want. And you don't have to like freak out about whether or not what you're drawing is worth it. Okay, sure. I think something that like I've learned my process is like, oh, I just don't care that it looks not great right now. That was like the miracle of like watching people like on YouTube speed draw, or like what are those videos called? Not speed runs, but like quick draw, fast paint, what's it called? Speed paint. Speed paint. Especially like digital art, watching that as like a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, this beautiful drawing started out as like really gross and ugly. And it's funny how with the digital art too, it's like those people, like, I don't want to say those people, but like so many of those videos, like they change so much over and over again. They keep changing things, and that like with that is the type of thing I really struggle with. I get into analysis paralysis, or I used to back when I did a lot of digital art stuff. Man, that's why I started to love doing traditional art again, especially when I started doing it in like college. Part of the reason was because my computer started breaking a lot, and I was like, I hate that I have to wait for my computer to load in order to draw. But there are major trade-offs, and whatever you find keeps you drawing, in my opinion, is the should. Okay. A lot of people watching this are probably going to be more experienced than me. comics, a circle of friends are watching this in the future, or watching it right now. I don't know who's watching. They have lots of experience. And this, that would definitely be preaching to the choir. Or maybe I don't know. Well, let's see if I can do clouds. And some kind of... Okay, that's recognizable. Okay, do I want to add any more? Yeah. Kind of. Ooh, okay, so that black smeared a bit. This isn't like the most waterproof ever. I kind of want to make everything slightly blue inside the car. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to add some red to the face. Yeah. Okay. Am I happy with that? Yeah, now we're going. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call that done. The thing is, I don't really have to brush either. I wonder if there's a way I can get the color to look really the way I see it. It's like kind of dark on my screen. I love traditional art because you can see it so close. Infinite. Infinite resolution. All right. So that's that. We're done with the main activity. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so now we are on to our comics reading. To kind of tie this in all together and to get to the idea of the thing. I'll add a bunch of different segments in the future if this all goes well. Might include some people, including submissions of what other people have sent in, or maybe some games, lots of different things. I also want to add a soundboard. Okay, so this is Making Comics by Lynda Barry. It's made like a composition notebook. So it's kind of into, and it won an Eisner, big industry award. I got it before it won the Eisner. There's no Eisner in there because I was so excited that this was coming out back in 2019. I knew it was going to be good. Some of us were in the know. So I'm going to read a few pages from this. This is like, she has all these exercises like laid out, even with the amount of time. And she also includes some idea behind the thing. So I'm going to try to show this and read this from the screen at the same time. Although my screen is kind of messed up. So I'm just going to do my best. Okay. I like to have my students hold their drawings up when they finish each one. I say, Hold them up. Hold them so the drawings can see each other. From the start, we regard them as something alive. This is a step that I actually forgot today. Beginning each drawing session with an advertised card, self-portrait helps us get ready. It warms up our drawing hand and brings the class together. Doing more drawings on the first day of class is a good way to see who is in the room. And these are copies of student drawings that she's drawn. This is a college class that she's teaching. Oftentimes people who haven't drawn in a long time. When we line up these 4 drawings in a row, we see something we could call a drawing style. To me, it's like a voice trying to tell me something, and my job is to listen by looking. Part of this class is about looking in a way that allows the line voice to be heard. This exercise works best when you don't know how you'll be drawing yourself until the moment you begin. This gives another part of you a chance to make itself known. I like making a deck of drawing prompts on old cards using a Sharpie. Whichever card I pull is the one I have to draw. So here's, she included her list. Yeah. And I'll read the next page. When I teach, the first thing I do is make a dwelling place for these forms of life. This means taking the drawing away from its maker as soon as it comes into being. People can be very cruel to their own drawings and kinder toward the drawings of their classmates. So one of the best places to send a new drawing is into the hands of the person sitting next to you. We can't do that here in this digital space. We do this with our attendance drawings, passing each image around the room to see who appeared during those 3 or 4 minutes we were all drawing together. We hold and regard each drawing as it's passed our way, giving it the kind of living chance it needs to survive its creator's doubt. Yes. So that's from Making Comics by Lynda Barry. Okay. Survive, giving it the kind of living chance it needs to survive its creator's doubt. So I hope if you drew along with me, either in this recording or tonight, that your drawing survived your doubt. Like mine did. Because I still experience doubt every time I draw. It's kind of more like rolling a die to seeing whether or not I like it. But the point is that I'm making it. And I tend to just really like my drawings, which is nice. Because not everyone likes the things they draw. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I hope this recording wasn't completely crappy. Yeah, that was the first ever recording of the Late Night Comix Show with Matt Haberbush. And I hope you have wonderful the rest of whatever time you're living in. Okay. All right. Bye. Thank you. Is there a viewer right now? You're welcome to say goodbye. Goodbye. If not, that might have just been someone who popped in. I don't know how this works. Patient.